the other email I received from you guys. Was like, just letting you know, like if you're, the goal is just to help others get exposure. Like I've actually been doing really well lately, so I don't want y'all to think that I'm hopefully not taking up time that someone else could use to get more exposure. But I've definitely been doing a lot of business as of late.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if that was the other email I received from you guys. Was like, just letting you know, like if you're, the goal is just to.
Yeah. So, okay, we are live. So welcome everybody to another episode of Achieve 10X TV. And this is interviews of local people helping our local community. My name is Jimmy Yin. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, herbalist, and nutritionist. And today I'm excited to have Brandon Rains. He is a mortgage loan originator from Amplify. Welcome, Brandon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Brandon, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Sure thing. So yes, I'm a mortgage loan originator, mortgage loan officer. You kind of hear those terms interchangeably. So my goal and my job is to help people finance their house, whether that's to purchase or refinance, being able to get them in a great interest rate with as low as cost as possible. Lately, we've been seeing a lot of refinancing. So that's been most of my time as of late.
Okay. And you work with Amplify. So Amplify is a credit union, right?
Yes, sir.
And so can you tell us first, what's the difference for people who don't know, what's the difference between a federal credit union versus a regular bank? And also what differentiates Amplify from other federal credit unions?
Oh, great question. So I've actually worked for several credit unions now because I have a passion for it. So credit unions, the biggest difference is that we're a not-for-profit financial cooperative. We're not a for-profit bank that has shareholders. So credit unions are owned by the members that bank there. All members have equal ownership. They all have votes on our board of directors each year in our annual meetings. And the board of directors are all volunteer and they're members themselves. So there's no one behind the scenes pulling in profit and doing the things that some banks have gotten in trouble doing. Most of the time, credit unions are very locally based. There are some exceptions that are much larger that operate nationally. Amplify, we're a locally based credit union. We were founded in 1967 in Austin, and we've been in the area ever since. So we're still operating mostly in this area. But the benefit of being in Texas is that we can also originate mortgage loans throughout the entire state, and we often do. But for people wanting to visit our branch locations, we are only located in the Austin Metro, as well as all of our employees are located in the Austin Metro.
Oh, wow. Nice. So how does it differ from other federal credit unions?
So some credit unions can get, I think, in their way a little bit when it comes to trying to keep everything the same and conservative. Most credit unions have been around for a long time, and a lot of them have been with the same membership field for a very long time. Amplify has done a great job of utilizing technology more than anything. We did used to be IBM's credit union, so our name at one point was IBM Employees Federal Credit Union. So we are a very tech savvy group, not just employees, but our members as well. So we try to utilize that and try to take advantage of that. In the fact of mortgage lending, it helps a lot. We're closing loans on 20 to 30 days, where there's sometimes credit unions, especially older credit unions that have been new to the mortgage lending world. They can take 45, 60 days plus to get a mortgage loan done.
And that's because of y'all's technology?
It's a big piece of it, yeah, and an investment in that field. So it's actually kind of unique for a credit union to put such a heavy investment in real estate lending. Some credit unions don't operate in that field at all. They're more known for auto loans, personal loans, and then, deposit products like certificates and things like that. But Amplify has done a great job investing in real estate lending, and with that comes an investment in the technology behind it.
Okay, nice. So it was started, I think I was reading a little bio about it. So it was started by IBM, and was it IBM employees?
Yep. Yeah. IBM Texas employees.
Wow, nice.
Yep.
Okay.
So most credit unions are started in some way like that, by
Yeah.
a group of employees or just a small group of individuals with any like-minded cause. A lot of them are employer-based, but the good thing is with Amplify, we've branched out and our charter covers the entire state now. So the only thing that you need to actually become a member with the credit union now is living in Texas. So that's been a big benefit. No longer do you have to be an employee at IBM.
Nice. So what are, with the pandemic, you mentioned that, I mean, a lot of small businesses are hurting right now. I would say a lot of micro businesses, because small businesses could be 100 million in revenue.
Sure. Yeah.
And micro businesses are suffering quite a bit. So, but you were saying that, in your niche, business is still pretty good. So what's the difference? I mean, how come?
No, great question. Yeah, so it's been very different, but yeah, good is definitely true. We've because of the COVID-19 market dropping the way it has, that's also led to a lot of interest rate dropping. And refinancing always will start to pick up with rates dropping, but then we also have the second fold of borrowers needing access to funds, or really trying to tighten their budgets and trying to get their monthly payments down. So refinancing has become extremely popular. We've seen the largest volume in a very long time, if not ever, for refinancing. So it's huge, and purchasing hasn't stopped. I'm in the middle of processing several purchase loans right now. So people are still shopping at houses. They might be doing it in a different way. Maybe they're not walking through as many, but I'm definitely still getting calls from realtors needing their borrowers or their clients to get qualified. And the realtors that I've spoken with, many of them are still very busy. They're just doing it differently. They're taking advantage of technology. They're doing virtual tours. It's been really cool to see, honestly. Maybe that's the silver lining with all of this, is just to see how creative people can get with showing houses and getting to the finish line in terms of a purchase.
Okay, nice. So what are some, common questions that people, would ask you, being a mortgage loan officer right now? I mean, what are some of the things, what are the common questions that people ask you now and versus before the whole COVID-19?
So the big question we keep getting is, can people still get approved? Are we having to do further verification, or are underwriting guidelines getting more conservative? Some of that's true, yes, especially with government loans. So you may have heard terms like FHA, VA, USDA. Those are government-backed mortgage loans, and they've definitely come under some big changes in terms of their guidelines, as well as the interest rates and the pricing associated with those. The more standard loan is a conventional mortgage. That's what we're going to see most of the time. Underwriting guidelines to see if someone's able to qualify have been tightened a little bit. It affects self-employed borrowers more. So what's happening is, once we get closer to closing on a home, they're going to take it a little step further, and just to make sure that the COVID pandemic has not caused a major drop in income. So we do have to still be safe. We can't put the market in a bad position where people are getting loans that they can't afford, or getting into houses that they can't make payments on. So the tightening guidelines are important, really. The only change, though, for most people that are employees and get a W-2 every year, we just have been receiving a last minute pay stub, just to make sure you're still working, everything's going okay. But other than that, it's been just positive changes in terms of interest rates dropping. That's great for everybody.
Yeah. So how is it different? Well, is there any different between, what's going on right now versus, back in 2008?
Big differences. Yeah, 2008, there was a lot of bad loans being made, prior to 2008, I should say,
Yeah.
that resulted in a lot of that crashing happen. There's been a ton of consumer protection laws passed since then, and there's been a lot of oversight of lenders. Sometimes we don't like it because it's a lot of extra paperwork and
Yeah.
work for us, but a lot of it's very important. So we're not going to see a huge mortgage housing market crash like that happened then. There's just not a lot of bad loans out there. All the loans that have been made since then have been made under much tighter underwriting guidelines with much further verification done. And even the uptick of late payments that are coming through right now, which are just going to happen, as people are losing work and not able to make payments, we understand those percentages are so much incredibly less than what they were during the recession in 2008. So we expect it, but there's the credit union also, for people that already have a mortgage, have done a lot of great things with being able to assist with that, delaying payments, not charging late fees, that sort of thing. So anyone that's impacted by COVID-19 that's already a member with us and already has a mortgage should definitely reach out to us if they're seeing any financial hardship from it.
Yeah, that was going to be my question is, what is Amplify doing or offering to assist their clients at this time? Because, there's these rules that are saying, there's the no eviction, if people can't pay and so forth. And what are some of the things that, your customers could expect some help with?
Yeah, it's definitely on a case-by-case basis on how they're looking at that. So because we're small, in terms of being local, I should say, we are able to really get a hands-on with each case in each scenario, and see what's the best fit for everybody. It doesn't make sense just to push out everyone's due dates further if they still can make their payment, but maybe they're not making the same, or they need some time. We have an entire team that handles all of that, making sure that we're not putting someone in a worse position, but also trying to alleviate any stress they're having. And there's definitely been some positive things come out of that. But we do have an entire team of mortgage servicers that are able to look at each case specifically and then help each member get through that.
Nice. So let's see. So getting the refinancing, you mentioned a lot of people you're seeing a lot of refinancing right now. It is, you said it's just slightly more strict, requirements. And do you see those requirements becoming more and more strict?
We saw a lot of changes in the beginning, definitely, and it took a lot getting used to, but that's since definitely slowed down and settled in to where I think most lenders, especially us, feel pretty comfortable with what we're doing. We can never say never, that guidelines can always change, but it's definitely calmed down the last several weeks. The first few weeks were very hectic with us all trying to keep up with what these new guidelines were, what it meant, for appraisals. People don't want someone walking through their house and having that kind of thing done. So we've been trying to get lots of exceptions done, but since then, last several weeks, things have gotten much calmer. We've definitely found the exceptions that can be made, and the underwriting guidelines have been becoming more and more normal. We're not being surprised and shocked with underwriters asking for certain things they wouldn't have normally asked for. So in terms of the future, my hope is that everything goes back to how it was, obviously. Less stress on me and less stress on the borrowers trying to get approved. But we don't know. I would love to say that I know for sure what future underwriting guidelines are going to look like, but we'll just have to see how things pan out with, people going back to work, how the economy does, and then how the mortgage market responds to that.
Yeah. Well, there's certain different well, rules are, I would say clarifications are coming out every single week, like in regards to like the SBA loans and so forth. So it's like nothing is certain right now. Any other common questions that people may be asking you right now? That some of your clients may be asking you that, you're repeating yourself over and over.
Yeah, I mean, I welcome it. I get it. Everyone's feeling uncertain and scared and worried about, what the future is. But definitely other questions I've seen, people are wanting to just know how the housing market's doing overall. My opinion is everything is still very healthy with it. We're still seeing purchase transactions. We're seeing, like I said, tons of refinancing. I think it's been a little bit of an exception to all this that people are still buying houses and still refinancing. I know restaurants and hospitality and things have been decimated, but this industry, they've really done a good job of trying to just get with the times, make the changes that need to be made to make sure that things are still happening.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. Well, let me see. This topic is very, it's foreign to me because my wife does most of this stuff for us.
Right. It's usually how it is. One person in the household typically handles all of this type of stuff. So it's my job and my family.
How do you know? Because Meredith West, referred you to us. So how do you know Meredith?
I know Meredith through our business. She is friends with one of our managers at Amplify, and so I met her that way. And then we've started doing some real estate transactions together. If I need someone, or if I have a borrower that needs a realtor, I love referring them to Meredith. She does a tremendous job assisting people through the entire purchase transaction.
Yeah.
And she has trusted me with several of her clients to get the financing done, and we've had a lot of success doing it, and I've really enjoyed working with her. But she's done a great job, as well as her entire brokerage at Fox Realty. They're excellent, and their passion to giving to charity and giving back to the community is really great to see. It's so refreshing. You just don't really see a lot of that in the real estate industry. I think tends to be a little cutthroat sometimes, and the brokerage she works for, Renee Fox and all of her team and Meredith, they do such a great job with giving back and keeping the important things front and center.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Brandon, any last words, recommendations, comments?
Yeah, of course. Again, I'm with a credit union. We are a not-for-profit, but we're still experts in this industry. So anyone that has any questions, concerns, even if they're not ready to purchase or not ready to refinance, and they just are curious and want to know how things are going, what their personal situation would look like if they decided to refinance or purchase, I'm always happy to answer any questions. My cell phone number is listed on our website, so anyone can call or text anytime. And then, of course, if any realtors ever have questions or need help guiding their clients through the financing process, through the mortgage process, I'd love to be able to help. I'd love to be able to answer any questions I can. And other than that, just let me know how I can help, and everybody stay safe and try to keep your loved ones healthy.
Yeah. So Brandon, where can people find you?
All over the place. So my Facebook page says Brandon Rains MLO for Mortgage Loan Originator. I also have a website at Amplify Credit Union. It's goamplify.com. That's how you can find us. If you navigate over the mortgage section, me and my coworkers are there. As well as my branch location in Cedar Park. So right now we're not there, obviously, but once all this stuff goes back, I'll be back in the office and not sitting in my bedroom doing Zoom calls.
Where is the Cedar Park location?
We're in the really large shopping center with Costco and Chewy's. So right up there off the toll road, 183A. We're next to in front of Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay.
So people can always just walk in and find me there most of the time. If I'm not out at an event or something, you may bump into me too.
All right, cool. Well, Brandon, I appreciate you taking the time, just answering my questions and sharing, what's going on during this pandemic. I'm pretty sure everybody is just curious about everything, how things are changed, the new normal, what's the new normal going to be? But yeah, so I will I will get your social handles and the website, and I'll list it under this video. But yeah, thank you for taking the time and doing this. And yeah, stay safe.
Yeah, no, thanks, Jimmy. You do the same. Appreciate you having me. And it's great that you're doing this, trying to keep everyone connected during these crazy times. So
yeah,
it's excellent. Thank you for doing this.
All right, Brandon, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.